Okay, we're gonna take a look at grease pencil today, and then I'll give you the final project. And we have 2 more weeks after this, and then we're all done. So the next 2 weeks, I'll give you to work on the final project and finish up any past assignments. I will be online every class. The due date for everything is December 6th. So I'll take everything from the beginning of time. So if you have anything that you haven't finished, then go ahead and get that turned in. And if you're not understanding something, then use this remaining time, although there's only 3 classes, use this remaining time to oops, right use this remaining time to ask those questions and get everything finished. Okay. Um, Grease pencils changed a little bit. This was probably about the best one that I could find in terms of videos. Um, Changed from the alpha version quite a bit to the beta. So, and this was still a beta, so this might even not match exactly. But it's going through some real transformation. The grease pencil works real well for the artistic type person, which is not me. Um, but that's the idea behind blenders. You can take somebody's creativity and merge it into some kind of animation, some kind of modeling, so forth. Okay. So if I work with just a cube, that I have here. Add grease pencil and blank. And you notice over here in the scene collection, she's referring to this now. Under this option here, you see the draw. That's what she's referring to. And then that brings you over to this mode here. And you got your different options over here: draw, fill, erase, cutter, line, arc, curve, box, and circle. So those are all of our basic tools there besides the actual 3D cursor. You also have options up here that go along with the grease pencil. And if you just start drawing like that, then that's what she's referring to. It's based upon the 3D cursor, so it's inside the shape once you let up on it. And I'll do Control Z to undo that. It's got the origin here. So instead of it drawing at the origin, you can draw it on the surface. So that's what talking about the offset here. She had her set at that value. And if I start drawing and lit up, you see it's no longer in the cube. If I did a Control Z, that is 0. See how part of it seemed to go inside? It's thicker there, and I lit up, and so it's not exactly totally inside. I think to be totally on the inside, you'd have to have negative values, and yeah, it doesn't let you do that. Well, it's not what you'd think. Um, it's kind of its own item. Now you can convert it to a mesh, but the grease pencil is just its own separate object. So yeah, it's not vertices, it's not uh, edges, faces, and so forth um, until you convert it. And you can see her version is slightly different than ours because again, this was beta where she had it. It's gone through so many changes. Um, this is unreal. Got that, then you choose the erase, and then you can erase what you got. Trying to remember how to make the eraser bigger. Okay, right click and then you can change the radius. Okay, so if I did my line, that's interesting. There it goes. I have to press enter after each one. And see how it's going through the through that? So after you get in the pencil mode here, draw it on there. The one's tools. You can come over here and different options for it. You see the radius right here. Make it thicker. It's curious. Part of it looked like it. I suppose by making it thicker, I need to increase my offset. Maybe. Yeah. Because part of it still was going down into the cube. Um, got your strength here, color strength for new strokes. Um, lots of different options to get it to look like how you want. If I click this pencil here, you see there's a pen, draw noise, draw mark, draw ink, draw block. So you can change those. So some of them look more like what you can imagine, with straight lines and so forth. And some of them appear to have some noise, some issues, so it's not a straight line. It's like you can create a preset brush. Okay. Let me choose that. Change my radius to be pretty big. She's doing that, so she start over each time. There. Okay, now I missed where she found the stroke color at. Preview surface. She created a material block. Let's see what she got chose. Let me rewind it. Okay. Oh, there. So this is the option she picked. So we got our material. So we got our material added here. And if I click the color there, RGB, and click in the spectrum here and choose a different color. You have to do that. What she did is she added a new material block here. So if I add the new material block, click new, then you can come here, choose yellow, and draw it like that. And then if you change this material block here, it'll change everything drawn under that material block. So you create as many material blocks as you need based upon the different colors and so forth, different styles. So there's dots instead of lines. It's drawing both boxes. Now if you choose texture and then you click open, I wish this is a little bit more standard. Okay. I choose panther.jpg here. The idea on that would be, and probably not gonna look worth anything, but that I can draw with the texture. So you see, it's curious it didn't keep it though. I thought it used to keep the texture though. That's interesting. Oh, it's there. See, that's what it looked like. Does that make sense? What texture is supposed to do? Um, I think I'll leave it here so we can actually see it. But you can do some pretty clever things if I can't. But somebody with some imagination can do some pretty clever things with that. Okay. First off, let me see. Render image. You see how my what I've drawn is actually there now. So this is a way that if you wanted to, you could apply the grease pencil to get a certain look in your rendering. And now I'm going to clean all this up. I showed that. Delete the material block. Which one was that? That's Pink Panther. Maybe I'll just delete the texture. Change it back to black. Get rid of the boxes. Change its lines. There we go. I don't know if you noticed or not, but like you got the eraser chose here. You got tools over here. There's the same options here. So you can choose what type of eraser. You can have soft eraser, stroke eraser, point, hard. This is probably all for more somebody who's artistic, not me. Let's see what other options. Fill. This is just one option there. Cutter doesn't appear to Change that. Line doesn't. Arc, curve, box, circle. Okay. So let's go back to Valeria. I don't know if you've been noticing on this, but when she's been working here, some of these options have been changing up here. Now, see, I don't see it in ours. We have the different options up there, but I'm not the greatest on grease pencil either. Um, so I'm not sure why that isn't appearing up here. Hmm. Could be a change from the beta, because this is changing to draw pin as she's doing that. Like this up here now says draw pin. Wonder if there's any way to pull that down because it's right above that is where it's going. I don't see it. Okay, so she switched this to object mode. That's curious. I don't remember putting those up there. Um, and now you see this is selected. If I do a G for grab, see how I can move that? So it's an item that you can select. I'll do a Control Z to put that back. Okay, so F3 used to be spacebar, but F3 and convert grease pencil. Okay, so choose convert grease pencil, choose Bezier curve. This is what you're talking about, Kyle, where you take the grease pencil itself and you convert it to maybe something you can manipulate more, or you can involve it in your animations. So choose Bezier curve. And down here, it's not expanded to begin with, but you can expand that. Theirs by default had that set, so um, just a change between the beta and this version. Let's see, which one did she go to? I think she clicked on that one. The one underneath this one. Let's see. It says shape, texture, space, and geometry. Boy, my eyes aren't good. Take this one. Um, this looks like the closest one. Let's back up. Boy, that was so fast that this has to be the layers at the top matches the GP layer here. I think it's just changed quite a bit. Maybe. To draw it originally, you the let me show it. So once I'm in Blender, then you want to choose add, and then you go to your grease pencil and you choose blank. After that, then you go to the draw mode. You change it from the origin to the surface, putting some kind of offset there, and then draw it there. And then if you go back to object mode, that's now selected. And you do F3 and convert grease pencil to a Bezier curve. And at that point, I lost her. But I'll continue the video and we'll see if I can pick up where she went. See the button she's got chosen. This one right here looks like a path, a curve, and I got it selected over here. The closest one looks like a curve is this one right here. But I don't see any of those sections she's referring to. See, I think it'd be under here, but it's not really a grease pencil anymore because I've converted it. And up here in the conversion, you see it has a little. There. That's where she's at. Up here at GP layer, if I choose that, then I get that button to appear. Yeah, sure enough. GP layers clicked up here. Okay. So let me back up now that I've located it. So change this to not that. Oh, there. Fill mode's already full on mine. And she's going down the geometry section. Now those are indicating a direction. Um, like if I wanted to have something follow this path, then I could, this tells it way it's going to go. And extrude. Having a real big change, you can see what the extrude does. Offset, I don't remember. What is offset to? Oops. Oh, offsets it from the original curve. Nav a wall. So yeah, I guess that would be a kind of a easy way to draw and create a wall, wouldn't it? A lot of people see a lot of power with a grease pencil, but it takes a creative side I don't have in order to visualize what you can accomplish with it. Okay. Yeah. Stop there. New general start changes. Okay, so I'm gonna do an add grease pencil blank. By the way, you can add like a stroke. You can also add a monkey. The monkey's kind of interesting. So it gives you interesting something to start off with. Okay. Anyway, add the grease pencil blank, and then go to my draw mode. Like that. Um, Control Z. Set this to surface, like I should have done. Change this to something. Now, my draw. Okay. And then choose the, yeah, that's all I need there. Now I want to do F3 and convert grease pencil. And she chose polygon curve. And let me back up a little bit. Okay, so she went to object mode. So I got this selected. And what she choose? Choose object. Convert to. What did she convert to? Let's see. Oh, I didn't convert that yet, did I? Okay. So first I'll convert it to a polygon curve. No, I did convert it. Oh, you do? Okay. I don't know where I'm at, so let me Okay, so add grease pencil blank. Go to draw mode, surface, offset, draw something, and then F3. Convert grease pencil, polygon curve. So you saying at this point I have to go to F3 to convert it again? Oh, okay. Oh, so when I did the convert grease pencil the menu, that's what I. Okay, that's bizarre. But yours worked. Huh. Let's see if there's something I missed. She's not doing anything special. She's just going to object mode, and this is selected. Bezier curve. See, and it creates a new new item over here. There it is. I had to create the new item or click the new item. So now if I do the convert blind, where's the convert? There it is. Convert to curve from mesh text or mesh from curve. If I choose that one. That was under the object and the convert to. Then it creates this new one, I guess, right here. I got that. Yes. Yeah, the Bezier curve. Oh, I was supposed to do the polygon, wasn't I? Okay. I'll get it. Try 3. Add grease pencil. There it is. Blank. Then go to draw mode. Surface. Offset. Draw something. F3. Convert. Polygon curve. Okay, then she went to object. And then object. Still back to that. Anyway, convert to polygon curve. Choose a new layer. Do an object. Convert to mesh from a curve. Keep original. So that should be my new layer. So move that over to the side. So I got that, and this is the part that's throwing me now, because if I go into edit mode, oh, it is there. You see how the vertices are there. So you were asking how you could work with, I think you were asking earlier how to work with the vertices. You can convert it to, I guess, a polygon curve, and then convert the polygon curve to a mesh, and then you can work with it however you want. Does that make sense? Okay. It just the key part is each conversion creates a new layer over here, a new item to work with. So yeah, part of it is if you do the settings correct, then if it does not match exactly, there's ways to get that to connect without going through and doing a bunch of work. She was indicating you go either direction on that. You can convert it to a mesh, or you can convert mesh back, depending upon what you want to do. Um, I thought it was interesting. She was talking about the solidify modifier, and whenever I've done these, I've played with the extrude and thinking that was the proper way to do it. But she does make a good point. If you have it as a modifier, it's a lot easier to get rid of it. Um, so like this solidify right here. Hmm, interesting. Questions on the grease pencil? Does it open up ideas? Does it open up ideas you could try? Yeah. Um, I'd say you're probably a lot more creative than I am. You can visualize, oh, well, I could do this. I could use that to draw that. I could extrude it and create this kind of shape and so forth. But that's how I use it anyway. This has really progressed. At first, I thought, well, that's just really nice. It just draws something on your object, and it can do that. But in order to convert it, it gives you much more. Okay, final project. I'll put that link out she has. There's other ones out there, but that was the closest I could find to our version. And some of the other ones are pretty far off. Okay. The final is two parts, and one of them is this. Let me bring it up and show it. Create the speaker, the sound on that a little bit. He goes through here, and I really like this video. But he creates a statistical graph out here using Blender, which is an interesting concept. And he does some other clever things. And he does it through code, and he even shows This is the graph he's creating is based upon a CSV file. So it's not based upon just hard coding the values. If it's hard coding the values, it wouldn't be as meaningful. But with this, you could have somebody from Excel save it as comma separated values, what that stands for, and then this would give them the graph based upon whatever they input in. Now, I don't think you have to do many changes based upon what I was looking at for this. It is a little bit older, so if it does, if you can figure it out, fantastic. But if you can't, don't stress about it too. Just get it created and then you turn that in. And then I want you to implement 2 add-ons, and then use those to build whatever or do whatever they're doing. One a city if you can get it to work. Now we looked at add-ons a couple times ago, so one of them could be a very simple add-on, and then try to get one of the city builders to go. When I say if you can get it to work, with this new version, so much has changed that when I've assigned this in the past, people have had real good success with it because you go out, you find one add-on, you look at the documentation they have that tells you exactly how to do it. Like there was one that I used where you tell it the density, so how many buildings will like to be on each block type of deal. You would even tell trees, and it would go through and build your city for you. Work beautifully. But since they did change so much, then there's a possibility that this idea may flop this time. So see what you can find on that. But that's your final project. Questions on what I'm looking for there? Okay. And then take whatever blend files that you create with all these and zip it up and upload it as one file into the final project category. And the date that'll be due will be again December 6th. That gives me time to get everything graded and getting the final grades put in. Next week we just meet on Monday, and then the following week Monday and Wednesday. I'll be on both times, so if I can answer any questions without helping too much on the final project, then I will. And again, use this time to get caught up. I haven't put zeros in for missing projects yet because Blackboard has a quirk such if I put a 0 in and then you submit it via the regular Dropbox, it comes up says needs grading and I grade it, but then it doesn't get rid of that 0. Eventually, I'll put zeros in there. So if you submit something after that fact and I grade it and it still says a 0, you need to let me know that because there's a fix for it, such I can revert back to the previous grade. Doesn't make any sense. It's a bug. I turned it in to them, and they pretended it was a feature. So that's not a feature. Previous grade is a 0. The current grade is the one we want it to appear. But anyway, well, you have the rest of the time to work on that, and I'll go ahead and create the drop boxes here and put these links out.